are ready to answer your health questions and handle all your prescriptions. They offer free delivery, mail-out service, and accept all utility payments, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Visit Hicks & Boss at 304 Morgantown Street in Uniontown or call 724-437-2828. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 6 and Saturday until 3.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ, Rhodes, your host. We have open conversation in hour 2, but guests in the studio with us here on hour 1. We'll get to them in just a moment because I want to remind everybody that What's on Your Mind is brought to you by AR Roofing and Remodeling, Bright Stripes, seal coating and line striping, Madewell Services, full lawn care and cleaning services, K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Hicks & Boss Drugstore, and Gary's Auto Sales. In the studio with me, talking about, some happenings in Uniontown, the city of. We have Mayor Bill Gerke, and with him is Code Enforcement Officer Jamie Wallagura. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me today in the studio.
Thank you, Russ, for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yes, my pleasure. So, what's going on in the city here?
Well, what's coming up real soon is this Saturday on April 25th. We have citywide cleanup day. We conduct citywide cleanup twice a year.
Gotcha.
Once in the spring, once in the fall. We get a group of people, as many people as want to come out. We gather at St. Paul's Lutheran Church on North Gallatin Avenue, across from Magistrate Jason Cox's office.
Okay.
And before I get any further, I want to thank Matt Thomas, our former code enforcement officer, for facilitating us to be able to use St. Paul's Lutheran Church's parking lot to use as a staging area.
Gotcha.
So we go out, pick up garbage. We have Pastor Winfrey and I will go out on Thursday and survey the town. It isn't the only time that we go out. We go out quite often, but we'll just take notes of what needs addressed, and we'll pass that list along to the workers, and we'll go out and get them.
Alrighty. So how does this work? Are you looking for volunteers to help go around the city?
Yes.
To grab just junk lying around, or what?
Yes. We'll have a list, and we'll send them to different places. And we want to thank County Hauling, our garbage hauler. They supply us with, I believe, 3 garbage trucks. One will be on the road, and one at St. Paul's Lutheran. And sometimes, I'm not sure on this, but we station one down at the sewage plant. And you can bring your own garbage in, and we'll get rid of it. We want to clean the city up. You know, it's the 250th anniversary coming up of the city, and we want to make our city shine. And it's starting to shine thanks to our code officer, Jamie here. She does a really good job for us. I'm so pleased with the work that she does, and she's accomplishing a lot.
Okay, super. So if a resident has garbage but they don't have the means to get it anyplace, can they call you at City Hall, Jamie, to make arrangements for it to be picked up?
Yes, absolutely. I answer every call that I get, and I try and help every person out in one way or another. So I always find a solution.
Okay. Is everything eligible for pickup on Saturday, or are there some things? In other words, if I've got a broken down TV or a broken air conditioning unit, will that be accepted?
We won't pick that up for garbage, but you can take it down to the recycling center down by 84 Lumber.
Yeah.
And and there's a different fee for each type of hard to recycle items. But the county, they've done a really good job, and I recommend at least everyone in the city to stop down to the recycling center. If you feel like you have some recyclables that can't wait for the regular pickup, stop down there and see that operation. It's really a nice operation that they run a great service to the community, and they just don't take care of the city of Uniontown. That's a county-wide drop-off point.
Sure. Okay, so what kind of, for lack of a better word, garbage are you looking to clean up around the city this Saturday there, Jamie?
What we're doing is we're trying to get the large items off of the parcels and off of the sides of the parcels and off of vacant buildings. There's a lot of garbage on the vacant buildings right now. There's mattresses that are thrown, there's couches, there's chairs, and we want to get all that up because we want to clean Uniontown up. It's very important right now to clean Uniontown up. I'm very, very happy and excited because everybody's trying. All the constituents of Uniontown are really trying. They're trying hard to clean up our community so we can have a better place.
All right. What's some of the things that have been picked up through the years?
What we're doing right now is we're picking up mattresses, chairs, couches. We do pick up occasionally a TV. If you have anything out like a cabinet or things like that, broken pieces of furniture, we're going to take. And sometimes the elderly, you can actually put your bags of garbage that day and we'll take it.
Okay. But what I guess also what I'm asking, what's the oddest thing that has been collected throughout the years?
Gosh,
you know,
I think just about everything we've seen. Of course, we see. Jamie didn't speak about the problem with tires.
Oh, yes.
You can take those to the recycling plant, but we'll pick to an extent, we'll even pick tires up.
Okay.
But
Saturday it will be part of it. If it's in an alley, you're going to pick it up.
Yes.
Exactly. And Jamie, maybe you could expand on utilizing county hauling throughout the year.
Yes. Whenever you have a big item such as a mattress, this is the problem. We're having a lot of mattresses around the city. And what happens is mattresses attract bugs. And we don't want that in the city. So if you have a piece of furniture, a mattress, and you want it hauled, please call County Hauling. They will haul one bulk item per week. So please utilize that. It's very important.
And that's not within the city. You mean one bulk item per unit per week?
Per week.
Per week, yes.
Yes.
All right.
So to get rid of larger items that you have, what Jamie is saying, you can call County Hauling, and they'll schedule a pickup of a bulk item, and they'll dispose of that for you, and no additional charge for you.
Okay. All righty. So many people, they do home repairs, and they might have, extra stuff, building material left over from their project. Typically, your regular weekly pickup doesn't take building materials, but will they during this weekend cleanup?
As long as it's not an enormous amount. We have to be within, be realistic about it because we're just having volunteers pick this up.
Yeah.
And we do have the garbage men and women that are going to help us, which they do a really good job. I have to commend County Hauling on how you ask them to do something.
Yeah.
They don't tell us no very often. They're very good to us.
All right. Okay. Cool. All righty. Well, so that's this Saturday. From what are the hours again?
9 to 1.
9 to 1. Okay. All righty. And volunteers are more than welcome.
Absolutely. We're looking for more.
All right.
Okay, and everyone's welcome.
Okay, and you don't need a pickup truck. You'll pair them with somebody that does.
That does,
Absolutely.
exactly.
To go along.
We're looking
Okay.
for pickup trucks. so when they pick up, they can come back to the staging point at St. Paul's
Mm-hmm.
Lutheran Church. And whenever you come in with the truck, it's not like you have to unload it yourself. There'll be people from county hauling to help you unload that truck, so you can go back out and get some more.
Gotcha. Okay. All righty. So that's this Saturday from 9 to 1, St. Paul's Lutheran Church on Gallatin. Meet there. Or if you've got garbage you want to get rid of yourself, take it over there. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. All right, Mayor, what else is going on in the city? I remember you got a grant a while back to kind of help with the sheepskin trail through the city, which also was going to incorporate new stoplights at a number of places.
Traffic lights along Beeson Boulevard
Mhm.
from Penn Street up to Fayette Street.
Okay.
The commissioners helped us secure this grant. Commissioner Vasides, I believe he's the president of the SPC now, and he was able to get us a grant. Now, unfortunately, I've learned over the last 6+ years that those grants just don't happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And we were hoping that we could access that grant prior to this, but
Mhm.
now I've been told that we will be able to access that grant in 2027. So we'll get new traffic lights and paving of Beeson Boulevard, so the trail can run. We can have automobile traffic
Yep.
and bike and
A
foot traffic.
bike lane.
A bike lane, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll bring people into our city. And,
Okay.
and we're planning on behind, if anyone's familiar with what we've done behind Bailey Park, and then we went, we paved that area, then we went to Phase 2 and paved the area from Dunbar Street to Fayette Street, and then last year we paved from Fayette Street out to Beeson Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
So then we skipped over Beeson Boulevard because there's traffic there, and it's not. We had to make a lot of decisions on how it would benefit everyone. We have a bus stop there. We have automobile traffic. We have the fire station coming out of there too. So we have to make that all accessible along with bike and foot traffic. So then we'll get down to Penn Street, and behind the train station Caparella's,
Mm-hmm.
we have a trail going from there. The trail will go from there to the North Union corridor. And I have to give a shout out to the county again. There were 2 bridges there that wouldn't allow foot traffic to be there. They needed repaired. And the county, through their bridge department, put us 2 new bridges in there. So now, definitely we're going to lay crush and run from Penn Street to the North Union corridor. But I'm pushing to see if we can find some money in the budget,
Mm-hmm.
of course, without a tax increase,
Yeah.
that we can pave that area. So I think that's a pretty good possibility. Don't want to guarantee anything, but that looks like a possibility within the next 2 to 3 weeks. That
Yeah.
work should start, and it'll be completed fairly quickly.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, you know what? We're getting up almost break time here. So why don't I take a quick little break, take it a little early, so we're not interrupted. But when we come back, we'll continue the conversation about Cleanup Day and other happenings here in the city of Uniontown. We're with Mayor Bill Gerke and Code Enforcement Officer Jamie Owaligura. This is What's on Your Mind. I'm your host, Russ Rhodes, and more after this.
Now is the perfect time to upgrade your outdoor area with a new fence from All Around Fence Company, conveniently located at 7896 National Pike, Uniontown. All Around Fence has been installing quality residential, commercial, and farm fencing for more than 45 years, offering residential fencing including chain link, decorative aluminum, steel, and more. All Around Fence has the fence for you. All Around Fence is also your one-stop shop for Nutrena products and also carries livestock, equine, and pet supplies. So if you need to upgrade an existing fence, add a new gate, or are considering the installation of an all-new fence, All Around Fence has the answers you need. Visit them Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 to 1, or give them a call at 724-439-0331. To learn more, visit allaroundfence.com.
It's time to make your tax refund work for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. Now through April 30th, don't miss their Double Your Tax Refund event, where they'll match your refund up to $2,500 when you put it towards a new home. Find a home that fits your family, your style, and your future with the features you've been dreaming of. So what are you waiting for? Stop by Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon today at 4500 Route 51 and take advantage of this limited time offer. Some exclusions may apply.
Mountaintop Title and Notary can handle all of your motor vehicle and PennDOT needs, such as titles, plates, renewal, registrations, and all notary needs. Tina Nicholson of Mountaintop Title and Notary can also handle ATV and boat titles and also does income taxes. Hours are Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30, and appointments can be made for after hours and Saturdays. Mountaintop Title and Notary with a new location at 655 Nelson Road in Farmington, the only place you need to go for all title, notary, and tax work. Call Tina at 724-984-1514 for the most professional services around.
The wait is over. It's time to manja. Manja featuring Delalo is now open at Live Casino. Part market, part cafe, Manja offers fresh, authentic pasta, pizza, hoagies, salads, ice cream, cocktails, and more made with Delalo's finest ingredients. Eat in, grab and go, or take home a taste of Italy from our retail market. Meet you at Manja featuring Delalo. Now open inside Live Casino, Route 30 at Westmoreland Mall. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hello, I'm attorney Jeremy Davis from the law firm of Davis & Davis. We have been helping the great people of Fayette County for over 45 years with personal injury claims. If you are hurt or injured, call our law firm for your free consultation. The insurance companies are not on your side. Call us today at 724-437-2799. Either myself or an attorney from our office will personally come out and meet with you. If you're in an accident or hurt, call us at Davis & Davis, 724-437-2799 for your free consultation. Let us fight for you.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
WMBS.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host from the city of Uniontown. We have Mayor Bill Gerke and Code Enforcement Officer Jamie Wallagura. Jamie, what's the definition of your job?
The definition of my job is to clean up the city. I'm very adamant on cleaning up the city. It needs it. I'm very passionate about my position. I want the city to be proud of me. I want the mayor to be proud of me, and I want city council to be proud of me. But most important, I want the constituents of Uniontown to be proud of me, because when we clean up, your property goes up. And so that's very important. Grass season is upon us.
Yep.
And it is very important that you cut your grass. Each parcel needs to cut their grass. If you do not, you will be getting a citation for high grass and weeds, and you have 10 days to pay that citation. If you don't pay that citation, you go to the magistrate's office. So you don't want to go to the magistrate's office. You'd rather just clean up your property and cut your grass.
Okay.
Garbage. There's a lot of loose garbage. The county hauling is not going to pick up loose garbage. It must be in a garbage bag. So that's very important. There's a lot of loose garbage around Uniontown that needs picked up.
So, define loose garbage.
Loose garbage, so cans. Sometimes if you go out and you notice that a bag has been broken, just make sure you rebag it. That's the problem, because sometimes bugs, rats, somebody may get into the garbage. However, it's your responsibility, because you're the parcel owner, to correct that.
Okay. What else are you looking for? I mean, it's not just tall grass, but what else are you looking for in your role as code enforcement?
I look a lot at blight And what that is I look at abandoned buildings, and if there are broken windows, if the door's open, I try and contact the parcel owner so that they can correct that, because you don't want to have somebody that is accidentally goes in there, maybe sleeps during the night, and something happened because it's the parcel owner's problem. Everything, there's 4 parts to a parcel: your front, back, and 2 sides. So everyone must consider that. So if you have loose garbage like cans and skull cans and cigarette butts and all that, you must pick it up on your property.
Okay. What is you mentioned derelict homes and buildings. So what's the process? Walk us through the process of when you determine a house or a building to be derelict, and the city taking over ownership to be able to tear down a structure.
That is an extremely big process. And a lot of people don't know. They just think that Uniontown, if there's a burned out building, we can automatically tear it down. That isn't the issue. The issue is you must find the parcel owner. You must see if they have insurance. You must worry about escrow. And there's all kind of different process that you have to go to. If you see a parcel that is damaged, I'd like to try and get a hold of the parcel owner first so that they can correct that. There are a lot of properties that the parcel owners are hard to find. So I have to go digging. And believe me, I go digging because I want to find that parcel owner and I want to correct that problem.
Okay, so but once you have found who the owner is,
Yes.
what happens then? I mean, what if, you've said, okay, hey, there's this problems X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3 on your property need to be taken care of. They're absentee owners. They live out of state. It's not getting done. At what point does seizure take over? And, that property is torn down.
What happens is I keep the citation process going. So as many citations as it takes, they have to go to court. If they're absent for court, a bench warrant is issued for their arrest sometimes. And what happens is all that failure leads to then K2 Engineering coming in to help deal with this problem. So K2 Engineering will go out and look at the property and see what's going on. They'll deem it uninhabitable, and then we go from there.
Okay. Okie dokie. Well, so are there any other things that you're specifically looking for?
I travel every day. I go through every alley almost every day. And believe it or not, there's a lot of stuff that needs done. The one big thing is garages. There are a lot of garages that need torn down. If your parcel has a bad garage, this summer, Jamie is going to be knocking on your door to see what is going on.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, are you in charge of any city properties? Keep maintaining and doing that?
That's redevelopment. We don't own, if I can interrupt you, Jamie. The city does not own any property besides what the city uses to conduct business. We don't own any residential properties. The redevelopment authority owns all of the properties. They probably, right now, they probably own, 60 pieces of property?
I think so.
Just a guesstimate. And they maintain those properties, and they market those properties.
Okay.
So we can get them back on the tax rolls. And a lot of ways they acquire those properties is through the free and clear sale. And then, like you were asking Jamie about how do we get that to tear down. I know there was one house in particular, whenever I became mayor, someone asked me about it. And, it was abandoned, but it had to go through so many steps to get that property raised,
Mm-hmm.
and that was probably 5 years. And it wasn't that anyone was dragging their feet. You have to be very careful. You can't go in and just tear down a piece of property until it becomes ours, and then it has to be. We have to survey that property and do some research on it.
Mm-hmm.
So just that one particular property
Yeah.
took 5 years
Okay.
for us to do that. And tearing down a building, Russ, I know I tore, not personally, but I had some properties that needed torn down, and maybe that was 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I paid $7,000-8,000 to have those properties raised.
Yeah.
Now today, I've seen figures $15,000-20,000 to do that. So it's quite an expense, and there's just, as everyone knows, there's just
Yeah.
so much money to go around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people think that we can, just go in there, the city can go in and tear that down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't.
Is
work
there an instance where I guess an emergency tear down, like the building has partially collapsed, and is therefore a hazard
that
to? I mean, does that allow you to bypass some of the processes?
yes, but usually, whenever it gets that way, the owner's still, they are responsible for that building. So if there's a responsible owner, sometimes properties over the years, the family members die, and they'll, hate to say this, but no one owns that property. We can go and do something then, which still takes a time. But a lot of times these properties are still owned by someone, and you have to take them to court. And I think everyone knows about court proceedings and what
Yeah.
we have to do. And then you say you have to tear this down, and if we can go and tear that down with someone that still legally owns that property, you can say you can file a judgment against them. But again, you can't get blood out of a turnip.
Right.
So it's a real
Yeah.
tough road to hoe to get those down.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay.
Hey, one thing I want to
Sure.
interject, and I don't know when the proper time is, so I'm going to make the proper time
Yeah.
now, if I could, please.
By all means.
Maybe 3 or 4 years ago, we received a grant for recycling containers. And at the time, we received 4,000 recycling containers, and each property was to get one. So on cleanup days or other events, if someone would call, but what I'm trying to say is, if someone is listening to the show and doesn't have a recycling can, number one, call City Hall. You can either come pick one up, or if you don't have a way to do it, or you just don't feel like doing it, we'll deliver.
Okay.
And it's not a problem. We want to get those out to people because they're really nice recycling cans. And number one, they look good. But number two, the garbage company, when they come to do their recycling pickup, can identify where there is recycling, because they will not take recycling. If you just set it down on the side, they'll take that as garbage. They may take that as garbage, but it doesn't go to the proper place. And we want to see,
Yeah.
that helps. There's a reason for
Yeah.
recycling. It helps the earth. But the garbage company can't say, well, this looks like recycling. If it's not in that can, they
I
won't
still
do it.
have mine from 30 years ago when we moved in.
Well, if you need a new one, Russ, tell me, I'll drop
They're
one off.
they're fine.
Well, no, we'd like to have
Yeah.
the new one is really nice, and the other ones you can keep for something else. But these are nice
Okay.
maroon recycling cans, the new age ones with wheels on them. We can put the wheels on in 50 seconds.
Yeah.
They're nice.
Okay.
Okay,
Alrighty.
just wanted to get that out.
Okay, there has been Mayor, a lot of road construction, if you will, in the city this spring, and I believe it's water line
It's-
replacements. Is
it's
that correct?
Water line and gas line.
Okay, all right. And where does that project stand? And is it just centered in downtown? Is it heading out into the residential areas at all, or?
I see some in the residential areas.
Mm-hmm.
And, people, I received a few complaints over the roughness of Gallatin Avenue.
Uh-huh.
Now, once that project is completed, just from the naked eye, I've watched it from City Hall. You think they're completed, and they patch it over, and the next thing you know, they're back out there again. I don't know if that's by design
Mhm.
or if they've run into another problem. So we don't, the water company and or the gas company will bring those roads back to where they were, but I'm sure they don't want to pave and then come back in 3 weeks and tear those up. So I did talk to Pennsylvania American Water today about a project, and from what I was told, they're going to put a water line all the way down Main Street here in the very near future. So just everyone be prepared. You know, we're going down there, Gallatin Avenue, Gaudet's Main Street's going to be doing that. And a timeline, I haven't got a timeline on that.
All right. So the current project, no timeline on that either as to when it ends?
No,
Okay.
no. Only thing I can tell you, and I did confirm this with the chief of police, didn't get a chance to talk to the fire chief, but my concern was, do you know day to day what they're doing? So if there is an emergency, we have an alternative route, which they are told about that every day.
Okay. And I would imagine it's a little more problematic for the fire department if they're working down near the fire department.
Oh, yeah, they were there yesterday, and as a matter of fact, they were there today on Penn Street to Morgantown Street,
Right.
or Pittsburgh Street.
Okay. All righty. You mentioned you talked to the chief of police.
Yes.
So we're going to go into that area here for a
Okay.
little bit. So there's been a change. We have a new chief of police.
Yes, we do.
How are things working out? Is the city still relying on state police through the night?
Yes. The city is manning the 6:30 to 2:30 shift, and the 2:30 to 10:30 shift. State police is covering the city from 10:30 to 6:30 at night, which they're doing a fine job. And we're looking to hire more officers so we can get back to doing a 24-hour shift. That's a little bit of a problem now, but each day we're getting a little closer to doing that. I just saw on the news one day, probably late last week or over the weekend, but nonetheless, Jeanette, I was informed about, as time goes on, you start learning about what other municipalities of our size do in certain situations. So in Jeanette, they had 12 police officers, and I asked the question, and they're running a 24-hour shift, and they were, how they pay them is it's overtime, and it's quite costly to the city to do that. But on the news, Jeanette is looking for officers just like we are, and they're a comparable size city as what Uniontown is. And it said on the news that they've already used 70% of their overtime budget already this year.
Wow.
So, that's a problem.
Sure.
I can see Jeanette. I don't know all the ins and outs about Jeanette just from what they said on the news, but and I know there's a problem in hiring police officers. Ever since COVID, things have shifted. Some people don't. Not as many people want to go into law enforcement as they once did. It's just like the cycle in school teaching. At one time, you couldn't get it. It was very hard to get a teaching job. Now they're looking for teachers. It's just the cycle of society.
Yeah. Okay. All righty. We're going to take our last break of the afternoon, or this hour, I should say. And when we come back, we're going to recap cleanup day coming up and go over any other projects or concerns in the city. And we'll do that right after this. I'm Russ Rhodes. This is What's on Your Mind. In the studio with me, Jamie Wallagura, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Uniontown, and Mayor Bill Gerke, Mayor of that same city. More after this.
You looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more, because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at garysautosales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
Bright Stripe, Bay County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals. Locally owned by Matt and Lexi George. Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090, or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor, available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
When you need a ride, take the back bus, it'll save you time. Take the back bus, it's safe and reliable, convenient and affordable. Take the back bus, take the back bus. Fayette County's public transportation. The back bus will take you to your destination. Forget the bus, take the back bus.
Heading to Pittsburgh for the draft? So is Fact. For just $10 upon boarding, catch a ride from your nearest Fact Fix route stop in Fayette County, straight to Pittsburgh Regional Transit to take you to the action. No big city parking, no hassle. Seats are first come, first served, and fill up fast from the very first stop. So don't wait. Getting to Pittsburgh's event of the year just got easier. Visit factbus.com or call 724-628-7433.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has two convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borge Jr.
Hopefully, your spring cleaning has started, and maybe you've put a fresh coat of paint on the walls or new carpeting on the floors in your living room or family room. Now, take a look at the upholstery pieces in the room. Are they showing signs of wear, or do they simply need replaced from years of use? If they do, you are in luck, as Chesler's Fine Furniture is having a store-wide upholstery sale. Choose from stationary or reclining pieces from Craftmaster, Lancer, King Hickory, Lazy Boy, Best Home Furnishings, and Catnapper. Select from more than 100 suits in stock, or you can special order the style and fabric of your choice. The possibilities are endless with more than 1,000 fabrics to pick from. Pieces start at just $4.99 for a sofa, and all stock suits at Chesler's are available for immediate delivery, or you can lay it away up to 90 days. Credit terms and delivery are available. Chesler's Fine Furniture, Route 51 north of Uniontown, where customers send their friends.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. In this studio with me, Uniontown Mayor Bill Gerke and Uniontown Code Enforcement Officer Jamie Wallagura. Jamie, you wanted to talk about business licenses.
Yes. In the city of Uniontown, if you own a business, you must pay a business license. We went around this summer, the fall, and summer is coming up, and if you don't pay your business license, then I come knocking on your door for you to pay your business license. So it's very, very important that every business in the city of Uniontown pay their business license. And also, please remember to pay your sewage bill. It's very imperative that you pay that sewage bill. And lastly, I would like to thank the city of Uniontown, especially the 20 North Gallatin Avenue crew. They are probably the best and one of the best outfits that I've ever worked for, hands down. And I want to thank you, Mayor.
Oh, you're always welcome, Jamie. I can speak. Whenever I became mayor, we didn't even have a code enforcement officer, so that was one of my goals. And Matt Thomas came on and did a wonderful job. and Matt moved on to another job. And then Terrence Price came in, did a wonderful job for us. I mean, pleased with both of them. And so then when Terrence moved on, we went a while without one. And I don't know how we found Jamie, but she just showed up on our porch step, I think, one day. I don't know how that actually
Like
happened.
a stray cat.
But it was a blessing, because I thought, well, I've exhausted everyone that I know that could do this job. Just, I can tell you, I could go on for hours of all the things that Jamie has done. But if anyone knows me, I'm a numbers guy, and I believe that whenever you get a bill, you pay. So Jamie had talked about business licenses, and I can't give you a figure of how many delinquent businesses we had over the past years, but this year, correct me if I'm wrong, Jamie, I think we collected every registered business in the city of Uniontown, which I don't think very few snuck through the cracks that we weren't registered. I think we got it down to 2. Is that
Yes,
correct?
correct.
We were down to 2 delinquent businesses that didn't pay their license. And we can send the bill out, you can send a delinquent bill out, but after that, Jamie went and collected those bills. And I don't know, her job description's pretty broad. And you can say, well, I only have so much hours in the day. Jamie finds more than 24 hours in a day. And, and I can tell you that, and it's never a bother, but there's many a night Jamie calls me and says, hey, Mayor, what do you think about this? And it's not to have conversation, it's business. Of course, Jamie and I have developed a great relationship over the last 8 months, but she's all business, and she's been a true asset to our city. I know Jamie doesn't want to hear this, but I have to say it. I'm very pleased with the work Jamie has done, and I know there's a lot more that she wants to do, and she'll find the time to do it.
Okay. Excellent. Super. Super. What we've got a few more minutes left. So what's the goals for both of you in the short term and the long term?
Go ahead, Jamie.
My short-term goal is to possibly get the garbage bills down to help the city. Another thing, my short-term goal is to clean up, to get the parcels to clean up. My long-term goal is to go after the abandoned buildings. That's what my passion is. I want to go after those abandoned buildings. I want to find out who the owner is. If they're abandoned, there's no one. We have to try and get those and take care of them, because that is what's going on right now. There are a lot of abandoned buildings. If you're a parcel owner and you have an abandoned building, take care of your parcel. Make sure you take care of your parcel, because when I go around and look, if I see high grass on an abandoned parcel, you're getting a sweep ticket.
Okay. Mayor?
Well, I'd like to expand a little bit with Jamie, and she's talking about garbage bills. She's gone out and delivered delinquent notices. And if everyone can go back a couple years, whenever we signed the garbage contract, it was a little bit of our fault. Well, it's all of our fault. But whenever we went to negotiate a new contract, no one wanted to bid on the city of Uniontown's garbage because of the high delinquency rate on garbage. So county hauling bid on it, but they put it in there. So in other words, people would call and say, so I pay my garbage bill, but the next person isn't, so I'm paying for theirs. I can understand the complaint. But since then, our delinquency rate has come down. We're in the very early stages of negotiating a new contract with county hauling or other haulers. But whatever the case may be, whoever becomes the hauler for garbage for the city of Uniontown, I don't want to promise, but through the early negotiations that we're having, I can see a reduction in the garbage cost, because, let's go back to Jamie, we're lowering our delinquency rate. The reason we're lowering delinquency rate, because we're on top of it. Jamie's spearheading that. So that's a short-term goal. That was a big focal point about the garbage and how much it went up. And you can understand the residents' problem with it, but I can also understand the county hauling. They're in business to make money. They're not in business to haul our garbage
Sure.
for free.
Yeah.
So I think that's a short-term goal. Long-term goal I've been working on for the last 6 years, and hopefully we're going to see it come to fruition, that the sheepskin trail will become complete. It'll never be complete because we can add to it.
All
And
right.
I know you're ready to wrap up. Russ.
And we are, Mayor, Jamie, thank you so much for coming on in today talking about Uniontown. This is What's on Your Mind. We got CBS News coming up next hour. Open conversation at the Tone. It is 2 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. As the U.S.-Iran truce deadline is set to end soon, Vice President J.D. Vance is not yet on a plane to Pakistan for more possible talks. A White House official tells CBS News the vice president will be participating in White House policy meetings today. CBS's Charlie Daggett reports.
There might be some uncertainty about the talks that may be taking place in Pakistan, but the U.S. military doesn't deal in terms of uncertainty. They deal in terms of what they may be called on to do, and they are fully, to use their words, we use it all the time, but they're fully postured for whatever may come next.
President Trump is urging Iran to release 8 women facing the death penalty. CBS's Linda Kenyon at the White House.
President Trump wrote, quote, to the Iranian leaders who will soon be in negotiations with my representatives, I would greatly appreciate the release of these women. The president added, would be a great start to our negotiations. The 8 women, who include at least 2 teenagers, were identified by a commentator. One is accused of encouraging a January uprising against the Iranian regime. Another is a doctor accused of treating injured protesters.
Iran's judiciary has denied that 8 women were at risk of execution. The military is no longer requiring service members to get the flu vaccine. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Vaccination programs in the U.S. military date back to the American Revolution, but they became a contentious issue during the pandemic. And now Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is targeting the flu vaccine mandate.
We're seizing this moment to discard any absurd, overreaching mandates that only weaken our warfighting capabilities.
He cited medical autonomy and religious freedom.
Our new policy is simple. If you, an American warrior entrusted to defend this nation, believe that the flu vaccine is in your best interest, then you are free to take it. You should. But we will not force you.
The Senate Banking Committee is holding a confirmation hearing for Kevin Warsh, the President Trump's nominee for Fed chair. Warsh would succeed Jerome Powell, whose term expires May 15th. He vows to run an independent Federal Reserve and...
So that there's no question about my independence, no question about the clarity of my financial record. I agreed to divest virtually all of my financial assets.
Warsh served as a Federal Reserve Board governor from 2006 to 2011. Another jury has found Uber liable for sexual assault by one of its drivers. CBS's Michael Wallace reports.
A North Carolina jury awarded a woman $5,000 after she accused her Uber driver of grabbing her inner thigh during a late-night ride in 2019. It's the second straight defeat for Uber as it faces more than 3,000 sexual assault lawsuits that have been consolidated in federal court.
Stocks are down on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
Join Adriana Diaz and Kelly O'Grady for the perfect start to your weekend. Ease into your Saturday with CBS Saturday Morning on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
If you are looking for a trusted local law firm with a strong commitment to their clients, look no further than Zebley Law Offices. Attorney Zebley has been practicing law in Fayette County for more than 4 decades. Although specializing in bankruptcy, Zebley also handles real estate matters, civil suits, collections, wills, powers of attorney, and more. If you need legal help, go with a name you recognize and trust. Call Zebley Law Offices today at 724-439-9200.
It's time to make your tax refund work for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. Now through April 30th, don't miss their Double Your Tax Refund event, where they'll match your refund up to $2,500 when you put it towards a new home. Find a home that fits your family, your style, and your future with the features you've been dreaming of. So what are you waiting for? Stop by Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon today at 4500 Route 51 and take advantage of this limited time offer. Some exclusions may apply.
Room struck gold when he mined his Pokemon card collection for a little spare cash. CBS's Vicki Barker reports from London.
37-year-old Andrew Brand decided to sell part of his vintage Pokemon collection to help pay for his upcoming wedding. He thought the cards might fetch a few $100s. Instead, they'll pay for the whole shebang. The 3 cards Brand decided to part with turned out to be rare, highly collectible, and in excellent condition. The hammer came down at $40,000, more than his year's salary as a classroom assistant. Brand says they might even have a honeymoon now. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
Starbucks says it will invest $100 million to establish a corporate office in Nashville, Tennessee, to support its expansion plans across the southeastern United States. The coffee chain says the Nashville office will complement its global and North America headquarters in Seattle. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Now the local, district, and statewide news. Being brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant Dieter, keeping you warm and cozy in winter and cool and comfortable in summer with a quality Bryant gas furnace or air conditioning system. And now the news.
Good afternoon. It's 2:05. It's sunny and 63 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law studios. Fayette County's personal injury attorney since 1976. Your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS. I'm TJ DeStefano. We'll check sports and weather after the news. A father is facing charges after a motorcycle crash in Washington County last week. The incident happened on Jefferson Avenue in Campton Township when Dallas Coburn's 7-year-old daughter was riding on the gas tank and was injured when he failed to stop in time and hit a slowing SUV. The child was thrown under the bike but survived with relatively minor injuries. Authorities said that Coburn yelled at the other driver, threatened her, and left the scene with his daughter before emergency responders arrived. Coburn is facing multiple charges, including DUI and recklessly endangering the welfare of a child. A warrant has been issued for his arrest. The executive director of the Pennsylvania Human Rights Commission is stepping down amid a state investigation. Chad Lassiter announced he will resign effective June 30th as the Shapiro administration reviews how the agency has been handling or has been spending taxpayer dollars. State officials say that the probe includes a review of agency procedures, and some procurement methods have been suspended. Lassiter's departure comes during a broader shakeup at the agency. PennDOT has launched a specialized web page to provide real-time traffic updates and travel tools for drivers navigating Pittsburgh during the NFL draft. The web page, 511pa.com, features enhanced travel information, including traffic conditions on primary routes to the North Shore and Point State Park. Users can click on the NFL draft logo to access these updates. The website provides average travel times for primary routes from the north, south, east, and west that update based on current traffic conditions. It also allows users to track incidents, construction, message boards, and more. You probably spent more in March than you did the month before, but Daria Albinger says most of it went to one place.
Retail sales jumped more than expected last month, with much of the increase going right into people's gas tanks. The Census Bureau, which tabulates the data, shows they rose 1.7% in March, which is more than the 1.4% that analysts were expecting. The jump driven by a 15.5% spike in gasoline spending brought on by the war with Iran. I'm Daria Albinger.
WMBS Times 2:08, sports and weather are next.
439-2323. For 24-hour emergency service, call us when you need. We're Fayette's Heating and Air Conditioning, your service company.
When it's sweltering outside, you'll be cool inside with central air conditioning from Bryant, the people that know cool. And it's easy to have a central air conditioning system installed in your home. Simply call on your Bryant dealer, Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, located near the Laurel Mall on Route 119, north of Uniontown. The phone number is 439-2323. Let Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning rescue you from the sticky, humid summer weather. Remember that number for Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer, 439-2323.
Call Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, 439-2323, 439-2323, 439-2323.
In sports, today is the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Day on WMBS. High school baseball, West Mifflin visits Laurel Highlands. We'll have it on the radio as well as on YouTube. Sprouse Insurance Group pregames at 3:40 with the first pitch at 4 on WMBS. Tonight, the Pirates start a 6-game road trip as they visit the Texas Rangers. Carmen Majinski will start for the Bucs, who are 13-9. We'll have the game on WMBS. The pregame's at 7:40 with the first pitch at 8:05. And the Penguins, Game 3 of the Stanley Cup playoffs is tomorrow night in Philadelphia. Pens trail that series 2-0. We'll have the action tomorrow. The pregame will be at 6. Puck will drop at 7 on WMBS.
The local district and statewide news has been brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer. Route 119 north of Uniontown, located near Laurel Mall. Phone 439-2323.
This Weather Watch is brought to you by Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. Is it time to find a home that fits your lifestyle? Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. You'll find special savings along with beautiful, energy-efficient homes packed with features you've been dreaming about at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon, 4500 PA 51.
Sunny, 68 this afternoon. Cloudy tonight. Showers overnight, 56. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, an isolated shower, and 74. Right now, sunny and 63 outside the Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios at 2:11 on this Tuesday afternoon. I'm TJ DeStefano. And up next, it's hour 2 of What's on Your Mind with Russ Rhodes on WMBS.
This Weather Watch was brought to you by Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. Is it time to find a home that fits your lifestyle? Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. You'll find packed with features you've been dreaming about at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon, 4500 PA 51.
The wait is over. It's time to Manja. Manja featuring Delalo is now open at Live Casino. Part market, part cafe, Manja offers fresh, authentic pasta, pizza, hoagies, salads, ice cream, cocktails, and more made with Delalo's finest ingredients. Eat in, grab and go, or take home a taste of Italy from our retail market. Meet you at Manja featuring Delalo. Route 30 at Westmoreland Mall. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
List or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borch Jr.
Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility, combined with our personalized approach, is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes.
Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Zen's Antiques and Home Decor, part of the Cinder Shack family of vendors, where you can find both antique and new furniture, collectibles, housewares, gift items, including jewelry and candles, and so much more. Follow Zen's Antiques and Home Decor on Facebook for new items and information on upcoming events. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor in Building 2 at 3391 National Pike in Farmington. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor.
Hello, Uniontown and Fayette County. This is Attorney Vince Quattrini of the Quattrini Law Group. Be sure to tune in at 11:25, the first and third Mondays of each month on this station. The Quattrini Law Group attorneys will be providing guidance on what to do when you're injured at work or in a motor vehicle accident. We'll also share tips when applying for Social Security disability benefits, when appealing a veteran service-connected disability claim. We do it every day, all day. You can also set up an appointment in our Uniontown or Somerset office. The consultation's free. Call Quattrini Law Group today at 724-439-8300 or Google Quattrini Law Group. That's 724-439-8300. Have a great day.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. We are going to have open conversation this hour. 724-438-4593. Both lines are currently open, so give me a buzz. No waiting. What's on Your Mind brought to you this hour by Gary's Auto Sales, Hicks & Baugh's Drugstore, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, K2 Engineering, Madewell Services, full lawn care and cleaning services, Bright Stripe seal coating and line striping, and AR Roofing and Remodeling. Okay, couple things on my list here. Where to start here? Well, okay, this kind of ties in. We've got the NFL draft in Pittsburgh. People are starting to come into the city. NFL setting up whatever it is they need to set up, all that kind of stuff. And the draft starts Thursday, including, the Steelers and new coach Mike McCarthy with their first pick and the 21st pick of the overall first round. It's being reported that former Steeler coach Mike Tomlin will be joining the cast of Football Night in America on Sunday nights. He'll be in the studio as, an analyst or contributor to the pregame festivities. So Mike Tomlin has a new gig. There you go on that. Let's see here. The Penguins have dug themselves a bit of a hole. They can climb out of it. It's been done before. But with their 3-0 loss to the Philadelphia Flyers last night, they are now down 2-0 in the best-of-7 playoff series. The series travels to Philadelphia for games 3 and 4. And you know what? After that, does it just flip back and forth if all 7 are needed? I don't know. Anyway, 3 and 4 in Philadelphia. Let me see. War Secretary Pete Hegseth has announced that the War Department is dropping is ending the mandatory flu vaccine for soldiers and sailors of the U.S. Armed Forces. So now it's voluntary. If you're in the services, you no longer have to get the flu vaccine. It's voluntary. So there you go on that one. Let's see here. Also, it's reported, if you are a fan of Top Gun and its sequel, Top Gun Maverick, well, it's being reported now that there is a Top Gun 3 in the works, that Tom Cruise is very much involved in it. So we'll see. It'd be interesting to see what they come up with on that. Here's a name you may or may not know. Sheila Sherphillis McCormick. She is a member of the House of Representatives. She represents a district in Florida. Well, the Democrat representative, she was indicted last year by the feds, the Justice Department, and accused of stealing and diverting $5 million of disaster relief fund through a family business and then into her campaign finances. So that trial is being pushed back until next year sometime, I believe. But the House Ethics Committee, they basically had a trial, and they found her guilty of over 24 ethics charges. So now the Ethics Committee is meeting to vote as to whether to expel her from the House of Representatives. It would take a 2/3 vote in the House for that to happen. She is refusing to resign, and says she's innocent of all charges and is gonna fight and everything. But anyway, it looks like a vote is going to go forward on her expulsion. If she is expelled, she will be the 7th representative in the history of the House of Representatives to be expelled. The last one, you might remember, was Republican George Santos from the state of New York back in 2023. Another representative, Corey Mills, a Republican from Florida, he is also looking at charges and possible expulsion as well. But that has not moved forward as far as Miss Sherphillis McCormick case has. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. Let's see here. What else? So we're heading to the left coast. The state of Washington, apparently in the state constitution, calls for no income tax. No income tax in the state of Washington. But it does have this little thing that if you do implement a income tax, it can be no more than 1%. Well, the legislature did pass an income tax of 9.9%. A little more than the 1% that the Constitution calls for. And this 9.9% is aimed only at those residents with incomes of $1 million or more. So that's heading to the courts. The state is being sued by, residents of the state. There are organizations that are suing as well, saying it's plain as day that this law is unconstitutional. For one thing, it doesn't apply to everybody. It's just you're picking on a few people as opposed to, the entire state. So, and instead of a max of 1%, it's 9.9%. So basically, you know what? If you make $1 million, the state is wanting $990,000 of that. Nice, huh? Nice, isn't it? Why not round it up to an even 10%? Make it easy. So here it is again, you know, picking on people just because they have money. They've earned that. They've worked hard for it. They've earned that money. And to take it away just because they have it is just plain wrong. So that's what's on my list for today. If there's something else you want to chat about, by all means, give me a buzz. I would love to chat with you, whether it's one of my topics or if it's something that you want to bring to the table. 724-438-4593. One other thing. I know we have a lot of hunters around here. Excuse me. And I have a lot of friends that are hunters. I personally, I don't hunt. I don't have anything against hunting. I just don't do it myself. I don't know if it's actually in season right now, but there's spring turkey season here in Pennsylvania. I don't know if it's going on right now or if it was and it's over or is yet to come. I don't follow hunting that much because I'm not a hunter, but I do know there is such a thing as spring gobbler season. Well, the state of Wisconsin, apparently they have a spring turkey season too. Well, a young man by the name of Carson Bender, he's 19. He was out in the woods the other day. He was full camouflage. He was leaning up against a tree. He was calling in turkey, and he was having success. You know, turkey were starting to come into his area here from his calling. He could hear them. He was even able to see some, and he heard something behind him. He didn't want to turn because he didn't want to draw attention to him. You know, I understand turkeys have very, very keen eyesight. And, you know, they're able to notice just the slightest movement. So, you know, he didn't want to turn to see what was causing the noise behind him. So he slowly pulled out his phone and put on the reverse feature of the camera. And lo and behold, behind him, prowling, getting ready to pounce, was about a 25-pound bobcat. So the video is online. You could go watch this. So, yes, there was a bobcat just feet away studying Carson Bender, trying to figure out exactly what this prey was. And the bobcat actually attacked. Very quickly learned that this wasn't a turkey, this wasn't dinner. It was a full-grown human being. And Carson was able to shake him off, but very unique. I don't know what I would have done. I don't know what I would have. What would you have done? What would you have done? You know, I was talking with one of my hunter friends. I had sent him the article, and he reminded me of the story of another friend of his who was in a deer blind with his father when a black bear came along and poked its head into the deer blind to see what was going on. That had to have been a little terrifying, might be the word. I don't know. But, yeah, how would you have handled that situation, though, that Carson Bender went through, huh? How would you have handled that? Would you have been as calm as he was in this video? because, he put his arm out far enough where it caught not just the bobcat, but he was able to, take a selfie, essentially, of this video. That lasted for about a minute. So how would you have survived that little encounter with a bobcat? So there you go, 724-438-4593. Both lines are open. I'm looking forward to chatting with you. So give me a buzz, and we'll start taking some phone calls right after this.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or
Hi, come on in. How are you?
for personal, professional health care you can trust, see Dr. Paul Hardley and nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckhart, and Stacy Morris, proudly serving our community for over 30 years. Need care today? Walk-ins are always welcome. For your primary care, call Dr. Paul Hartley at 724-437-1109 or visit ppcp.org. Or
Serving number 3,944.
warm weather means you'll be spending more time outside. So enjoy your deck or patio with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturer and customers guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Call Lifetime Awnings 724-554-6067 or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowell's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowellsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all
It's
states.
gorgeous outside, which means it's time to get to Bittersweet Cafe of Farmington. From their incredible daily lunch specials featuring farm-to-table fresh ingredients to their refreshing drinks, frozen treats, smoothies, and iced tea, Bittersweet Cafe has something for everyone. Enjoy this beautiful spot nestled in the Laurel Highland Mountains, just a few miles outside of Ohiopyle on Farmington-Ohiopyle Road. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Hi everyone, this is Kelly Clark with Autoland Hyundai in downtown Uniontown. 724-208-5281. What makes buying your next vehicle for me worthwhile? I make it a very easy 5-step process. You look, you shop, you ask, you decide. And I listen. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. 724-208-5281. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai. I'll make you a good deal.
Having Hicks & Baugh's drugstore in Uniontown means reliable, quality, and friendly service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller are ready to answer your health questions and handle all your prescriptions. They offer free delivery, mail-out service, and accept all utility payments, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Visit Hicks & Baugh's at 304 Morgantown Street in Uniontown or call 724-437-2828. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday until 3.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host of Open Conversation. Give me a buzz, 724-438-4593. So this just in, Representative Sheila Sir-Phyllis McCormick has announced that she is going to resign from Congress. In the face of almost certain expulsion, she is going to resign. Also, I just started reading this. So, $15 billion miles. That's how far Voyager 1 has traveled away from Earth. It's been about 49 years since it was launched. It's slowly dying. Apparently, it's only got about 2 sensors left that are operating. So NASA engineers are powering down to save its dwindling power supply, that they say. So Voyager 1, I think, lasted far longer than scientists had originally hoped for. So its twin Voyager 2 is still going as well. So, but it too is slowly starting to die. But 15 billion miles in roughly 15 years it took to travel. That's incredible. It's absolutely incredible to me. And of course, the farther it goes, the longer it takes for information that it is gathered to be sent back to Earth. And what that delay is now, I don't know. Maybe it's in the article that I haven't been able to fully read. But it just, and I can't begin to fathom the information, the data that Voyager 1 and its twin, Voyager 2, have been able to send back to scientists here on Earth. And not just about where it currently is, but, I'm sure as it gets deeper into space, it's able to gather, new information. So it's, it's a continuing source. And I'm sorry to see that that is coming to an end on that. I guess space travel in general just really is kind of fascinating to me. It's just, scientists say that space is ever expanding. So is it even possible, theoretically, is it even possible then to explore all of outer space? Probably not. Probably not. So, if you've got that, if you go into it with that knowledge that, well, you're never going to learn everything because it's always expanding and there's probably new things that go along with it. Where do you start? Where do you start? What is it I wonder that when this started out 50 years ago, almost 50 years ago, what did scientists say? Here's the first thing we want you to find out. Here's the first thing we want you to be looking for, Voyager. How do they make that decision? How do they know that that's what they want to learn? I don't know. But, so Voyager, long may she live, or he, right? 724-438-4593. Both lines are open. The out in the Middle East, the 2-week ceasefire is coming to an end. J.D. Vance, Vice President, was to fly back to Pakistan today for another round of peace negotiations. I don't know if he's on his way. I do know that it was delayed. So he did not leave when he was originally scheduled to. He went to the White House instead. So Iran says that they're not going to negotiate as long as the barricade the blockade is up against them. So, having said that, the president says he is fully prepared and ready to start bombing Iran again. Says he would like a peace deal, but if Iran's not going to come to the table, if they're not going to negotiate, well, once the 2-week ceasefire expires, he's raring to go again. So said they've had time to rearm. They've got new intelligence, I'm sure, as to where any remaining missiles that Iran has, and they're being stored. I'm sure they've got all of that information and intelligence and stuff. So we'll have to wait and see. What are your thoughts on this? The administration keeps saying that, hey, once hostilities are over, once things come to an end, that gas prices will come back down very quickly. So what's your thoughts on everything? 724-438-4593. We can also talk about the Penguins, down 2 games to none with the Flyers. They travel to Philadelphia for Game 3 tomorrow. So, they are in a bit of a hole. They've dug it into themselves. But they can climb back out. It's not over until it's over. Until, as Yogi Berra said, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. So it is possible. Those of you that are, avid Penguin fans and have been following the team, I followed to the point of, did they win or did they lose? Because I've said this, I don't know the game of hockey. So, having said that, for those of you that do follow the sport and know the ins and outs and nuances of the game, can the Penguins do this? Can they climb back out and eventually take the series? So I'd like your opinion on that. So we'll start finding that out Wednesday. By the way, I do believe you'll be able to catch that game, and yes, right here on WMBS Wednesday. So we'll have that game starting at 7 o'clock. So you got that. Meanwhile, tonight, though, here on your local station, we've got Major League Baseballs. The Pirates are in Texas to challenge the Rangers in a 3-game series. Pre-game 7:40, first pitch 8:05. So that's Pirate baseball tonight. Also, we've got some high school baseball today. So that's on 3:40. That starts. You can catch it here on the radio or on YouTube as West Mifflin visits Laurel Highlands. So that's what you got sports-wise here on the radio. Of course, we do also coming up later this week in 2 days, the start of the NFL draft, where the various NFL teams take turns picking from the college ranks to replenish their team and build and keep the championships going with new personnel as other personnel retires or maybe just don't make the cut this year. So there's that to chat about as well. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Hello, Russ.
Yeah, Fred.
How you doing?
Okay, you?
Good. Hey, you was talking about Trump maybe start bombing again missile sites?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he's not bombing missile sites. He said he's going to bomb bridges and power plants.
Yeah, okay. But he'll go after missiles as well because you want to cripple their offensive capabilities.
Well, he said they ain't got nothing left.
Well,
You destroyed.
in the grand scheme of things, compared to what they had, yeah, they have very little left, Fred.
Yeah. You agree with that?
With what?
Taking out the power plants and bridges.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Yeah, they're military targets. It's anything that helps that regime wage war is fair game.
Uh-huh.
And bridges that allows them to move hardware or personnel around is fair game. Power plants that help power their communications is fair game. So absolutely.
Yeah. Wouldn't this hurt the citizens of Iran?
What's that?
Wouldn't this hurt the citizens of Iran?
Well, that's what happens in war. I mean,
okay.
I mean, are you gonna look back at every 80 years now and say that the Allies shouldn't have bombed Germany, shouldn't have bombed Tokyo?
Oh no.
So what's the difference? I mean, we bombed bridges. We bombed bridges in Berlin. We bombed bridges in Tokyo. What's the difference?
Well, because they declared war on us.
It doesn't matter whether it was declared war. It was still war.
Yeah, right. Iran never declared war on us.
Iran declared war on us as soon as they took power in '78 with death to America.
Okay. Well, a lot of people say that this bomb the bridges and power plants is a war crime.
Well, it's not. If you look at the, it's not. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're an expert. You're an expert on that.
Huh?
You're an expert on that.
I've done a little reading, Fred.
Oh yeah.
And as I said before when you first called, anything that helps promote the ability for Iran to make war is fair game, and it is not a war crime.
Okay.
It is a military target.
When they started this, wasn't the purpose of it is to destroy their capable of making atomic bombs and destroying their missiles? And that's it?
That was part of it, but part of it too is to make sure it never happens again. And as long as this regime is in power, they're going to have that goal to make nuclear weapons.
In other words, he wants to destroy the country.
He doesn't want to, but if that's what is needed to make sure that they are not a threat to the world, then absolutely.
He destroyed everything over there. What more does he want?
He wants to make sure they don't have the opportunity to do so again. Hey, look, Fred. President Trump has said he will stop the minute that Iran agrees to his terms, which is they cease all production of nuclear, of weapons-grade plutonium, of nuclear material, and they hand over everything that they already have.
Yeah. Well, I understand that that's already been established.
No, it hasn't. They have not agreed to that, Fred. Tehran has not agreed to that.
No.
No. Now, the nuclear material is buried under a bunch of rubble and in mountains, but you give Iran the chance, they're going to dig it back up.
How do they know it's there?
I don't know the exact ways, but through intelligence.
In other words, we were down there and we saw it, now we want to I don't understand that.
Say again? Because I can't hear you with this damn beeping that's going on, Fred.
Oh, that's the beeping still bothering you.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm about to end it because I've had it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it is with this beeping, Fred. You're the only one that has it, and why you don't try and find out what's causing it to end it, I don't know.
I already told you.
What?
Defibrillator and thing that I have implanted in you.
You told me when I brought this up a long time ago that you didn't have that. So you lied to me. When I brought this up, when I asked if it was a hearing aid or a pacemaker, you said you didn't have any of those, and you lied to me.
I said I didn't have a hearing aid.
And I had also, at another time, I brought up pacemaker.
No. You can forget that.
You know what? I've got another call, so I'm done with you for today, Fred. Maybe not tomorrow. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Yeah, this is a pawpaw lady.
Yes.
I don't have any of them spaceship noises behind me here. I'm just calling out. Trump keeps saying where he's going to bomb if he bombs Iran. He's going to bomb bridges, buildings, hospitals, so on and so forth.
No, he's not going to do hospitals. He said power plants and bridges.
Power plants and bridges. Okay, my mistake. Anyway, he's telling them where he's going to bomb.
Yeah.
So they're going to send women and children. Iran could care less about women and children.
Yeah.
They don't care if they get blasted. They could care less. Now, they know America, we care about women and children and our pets and stuff.
Yep.
So Iran's going to put these women and children around these businesses, these places that are supposedly going to get blasted, thinking that we're not going to blast them because they have women and children there. It may be pets. I don't know if they believe in pets in Iran, but anyway, maybe we should say, hey, we're going to blow up schools and hospitals, say. So let them put all their women and children and pets in schools and hospitals, and then we can blast what we're really blast.
So a little diversion there then, huh?
Yeah, a little reverse psychology.
Okay, yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to, no one wants to see women and children injured. We see them pictures from Vietnam where, the women and children are suffering.
Yeah.
And the media loves stuff like that. They love to demonize whoever's in power when that stuff goes on. So, I mean, that's my opinion.
Okay, yeah, I don't know the answer to that, Pawpaw Lady. I don't want to see civilians hurt. But is it really the military's fault if the Iranian regime puts women and children in harm's way on purpose? I
do not think it's the military's fault because the military is doing what they're told to do. It's not our government's fault either because our government has a plan. It's all on the leaders of Iran who don't really care about their own systems. They would rather have the enriched uranium, plutonium, whatever it is they're squirreling away over there, than vulnerable citizens.
Okay. Yeah. All righty. Anything else? Because I got to run.
No, it's the end here. I'm sure you got to do some commercials and maybe squeeze somebody else in. So you have a wonderful
All right,
day.
Pawpaw Lady.
Is the next show coming on today?
I think it'll be a short show up until the game, but I don't know that for sure. But I mean, that's what so I don't know.
Yeah, I've been missing them the last couple of weeks.
Well, yeah. Are you referring to Ron?
Yeah.
Ron's show is no longer.
Oh, darn it!
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yeah. So, but he has brought that show to an end, unfortunately.
Okay, well.
Alrighty.
Hopefully there's something good to listen to
Okay.
here in a few minutes after the news.
All righty. Thanks, Pawpaw Lady. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey, we got to take a quick little break, but both lines are open. So when we come back, hopefully you and I together, we can close out hour 2 with more conversation at 724-438-4593.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
That sneeze was in a different zip code, and I still felt the germs.
Relax, Randy. I went to Montgomery Medical. I'm fully shielded.
Like a flu shot?
Flu, COVID, the works. If you haven't caught up on your shots yet, they'll get you sorted in minutes. It's basically a suit of armor, but with less clanking. Then do the double shot. After Montgomery Medical, head over to Renew You Medispa. I got their immunity IV drip.
A Medispa?
You relax, you hydrate, and you give your immune system a VIP upgrade.
Montgomery Medical, a family tradition of family medicine.
The wait is over. It's time to manja. Manja featuring DeLallo is now open at Live Casino. Part market, part cafe, Manja offers fresh, authentic pasta, pizza, hoagies, salads, ice cream, cocktails, and more made with DeLallo's finest ingredients. Eat in, grab and go, or take home a taste of Italy from our retail market. Meet you at Manja featuring DeLallo. Now open inside Live Casino, Route 30 at Westmoreland Mall. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Laurel Ridge Eye Care reminds us that vision problems may develop so slowly you don't even notice until you find yourself reading less and straining to focus. If that's happening to you, call Dr. Aaron Sobel at Laurel Ridge Eye Care for a complete vision exam. If there's one thing you shouldn't overlook, it's your vision. Laurel Ridge Eye Care and board-certified ophthalmologist Dr. Aaron Sobel remind you that early detection of eye disease can help prevent blindness. Their complete vision exams can help determine if you are developing problems. Laurel Ridge Eye Care offers full-service medical, surgical, and laser eye care with cataract surgery performed at Uniontown Hospital. Don't take chances with your eyes. Schedule your appointment today by calling Laurel Ridge Eye Care at 724-437-2222. That's 724-437-2222. All insurances are accepted, as well as Visa, MasterCard, and debit card at Laurel Ridge Eye Care, 130 West Fayette Street in the former Hockey Funeral Home.
Benjamin F. Goodwin, voted Fayette County's best attorney, and the entire award-winning Goodwin-Como Law team have been trusted by your friends and neighbors for the past 20 years. From estate planning and administration to personal injury, workers' compensation, family law, and criminal defense, they deliver dedicated, personalized representation with 2 convenient offices in Uniontown and Bell Vernon. Visit GoodwinComo.com or call them at 724-438-1616 for your free initial consultation. Goodwin Como, righting wrongs, securing justice.
Bright Stripe, Fayette County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals. Locally owned by Matt and Lexi George. Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090, or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
It's spring, and everything is growing, and Madewell Services is here to help. They offer full lawn care service, including spring cleanups, mulching, landscaping and planting, weekly grass cutting, power washing, and more. Madewell Services also provides professional cleaning services for your home or office, moving in or out service, party cleanups, weekly cleanings, and junk removal. Licensed and insured for peace of mind. Call Madewell Services today at 724-912-1805. That's 724-912-1805 for a free estimate.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is Open Conversation, 724-438-4593. We've got about 3 minutes left in today's show, 2.5 minutes. Let's get another call in here. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello, Russ.
Yeah, Mark, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. A little bit inebriated, but I'm fine.
Okay. Got to do something to stay warm, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, a little thoughts about Iran.
Yeah.
In 1935, Hitler renounced the Treaty of Versailles and started to rearm Germany. And he used it.
Yep.
And in 1930, Japan dropped out of the League of Nations and started building the 3rd largest navy in the world.
Yep.
And on December the 7th, 1941, they used it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The Iranians they're trying to develop bomb-grade uranium-235 for an atomic bomb, as well as trying to develop ICBMs to deliver them.
Yep.
They're going to use them.
Yep.
The Iranians are the same ink as those 19 people that flew those 4 planes in all these buildings and crashed one up here in Somerset.
Yes.
They're the same ink, and that's what you're dealing with. And they're not anything that Eleanor Roosevelt wrote down in the United Nations Charter. Believe me, they're not.
Yeah, no.
No. They don't care anything about Eleanor Roosevelt and her United Nations Charter, because that's who's the architect of it.
Yes. Uh-huh.
You know,
I hear you.
They're not, believe me, they're not following any rules, Russ.
No. I agree with you. So that's why, they may come to an agreement, and stop the war, and they may say, yeah, we're going to give it up. And if that's the case, that's why we absolutely have to go in and get the material that's already been refined.
Correct.
Because okay, if they are going to renege on a future treaty in the future, okay, you're going to start from the very beginning again. We're not going to let you have a leg up. You know? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, as for treaties, remember that what was that 10-year non-aggression pact between Germany and Russia? Remember that? That's how those treaties go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Treaties
are like. Yeah, treaties are like pie crusts. They're made to be broken.
There you go. All right. Hey, Mark. Thanks for your call. I appreciate it.
Right.
You have a good
Bye-bye.
one. All right, that does it for today's show. We've got CBS News coming up next, news from around the world, around the country, and then TJ will be in here with the local news, sports, and weather. I'll be back here again for another version of What's on Your Mind tomorrow. In the meantime, this is WMBS Uniontown. It is 3 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Plans for peace talks between the U.S. and Iran have hit a snag. CBS's Linda Kenyon reports.
The talks appear uncertain as a fragile 2-week truce will soon expire. A White House official says Vice President Vance, who is expected to lead a U.S. delegation to Pakistan for talks, has called off the trip, at least for now. At the same time, Pakistan's information minister says Iran has not formally confirmed whether its delegation will attend. The current ceasefire is set to expire Wednesday, and both the U.S. and Iran appear to be digging in, leaving the prospects for peace in limbo. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
President Trump tells CNBC that Iran has no choice but to send a delegation for talks with the U.S. and of his threat to go after Iran's infrastructure if the ceasefire ends.
It's not my choice, but it will also hurt them. It'll hurt them militarily.